Hi, welcome to Grandad on Enfield. We have a very special ride today. A bit wet, but I have a 2-hour drive ahead of me. That beeping is my beeline. So we'll see how we get on, and it's actually a test bike day I'm doing. We'll see. Can you guess the brand before I get there? All the answers in the comments below. So, all I'd say is it's not a Royal Enfield. So I was just going over some of my old services for the Interceptor here. She's got 4,022 kilometers on her at the moment. She's 2022, started 2022. She was registered. So probably means she's a 21 bike. She's a 21 bike. It was only when I looked at it the other day. The mechanic's rate is €70, 48 an hour. So that means that they charge me €8 to change the spark plugs, as well as the price of the spark plugs. Cost of living is creeping up on everyone, but so I serviced it myself this time. She's out of warranty now, so yeah. It cost me, I think, €102 on a oil filter. I never realised this freaking motor beeline is very loud. But €102 I think roughly on oil iridium spark plugs I put in it this time. Oil filter. So I have a K&N filter in it, so I just washed it, cleaned that. And yeah, all done 102. Plus I didn't have it's actually exactly 101 kilometers from my house to the dealership. So that saved me waiting around for half the day, spending money on food and coffee and the 200-kilometer round trip. Alright. Well, everyone, actually, a couple of people are actually giving out to me over not filming the sound of the tunnel. So here we go. That's what she sounds like going through the Jack Lynch tunnel. So I'll stop this thing beeping at me. I'll leave it there for a while and I'll catch up to you in a minute. Well, it'll be a minute few, it'll be nearly 2 hours for me, so bye. Bye for now. Well, I don't know, could you tell from my voice, but I was fairly excited. But anyhow, here goes. Here we are. Did you guess? Now, why was the day disappointing? Well, first my camera fell off, so the rest of the video will be shown with a cracked screen. I only have one camera and I use my phone and drone, but because of this I will need to buy a backup camera. And I will let you know how much DJI charged to fix the front screen and camera lens. I drove for the 1.5 hours to get here, and it rained most of the way. Next, I signed up for the dawn to dusk test ride. This was emailed to me, so I set up for a day-long ride, had a route planned with coffee and lunch stops, a total of around 300 kilometres, which would have brought my total for the day up around the 600 kilometres. Although the Street Bob was the bike I was interested in, I booked the Fat Boy just to get a bit, see what the next level is. 20,000 euros for the Street Bob before any extras like paint for extra 700 or the wheels for an extra 900. It's the same 117 engine as the Fat Boy, but with 12 horsepower less. Okay, so broken camera aside, I was ready for my day on a very good looking Harley. Now for the day long test. This is where it gets hard for me, as I only have one car, and for personal reasons the car has to be at home and ready to go at all times. So off on the Interceptor. The test route plan was a mix of A roads, motorway and B roads. Expecting the dawn to dusk ride, except the dawn to dusk ride is a maximum of 40 minutes. I asked and was told, no, 30 to 40 minutes is the test ride. So stupid granddad didn't read the email properly. I thought I made a mistake, ticked the wrong box, or did something wrong. So I took the bike for 40 minutes. Now, I don't know this city very well, so start off and spent almost 20 minutes in traffic. Stopped to take a look over the bike and had to head back through the city. I was going to give a review on the bike as I was driving along, but since getting home I scrapped the idea, as 40 minutes of city driving with one bit of open road where I nearly got to 100 kilometers per hour is not much of a review. I found the bike jerky in traffic, but I cannot say this is the way the bike is because I didn't get a chance to get used to the power delivery. Feet forward is different for me, as the last bike I had this on was about 10 years ago, and funny enough it was also a Harley. I didn't get to use any of the modes. The bars were fine, as was the seat, but I don't know how comfortable the bike is on a long run. I didn't get to really look over the fit and finish of the bike, so time to head home for another hour and a half. Very disappointed and feeling stupid for not reading the email and replying properly. So my 8th day out in the Fat Boy, I got to review for a 250 kilometer spin. So for my day out on a fat bike, I got to review a 250km spin on the Interceptor, which I've already done. Now on to the part that really annoys me. On getting home, I read and reread the email, my replies and Harley's reply. Nowhere did it say a 40-minute test ride. If it had, I wouldn't have gone, as a 3-hour round trip is not worth a quick test ride. I have pictures of the email. Seize the day from dawn till dusk. Then, to add an insult to injury, when I contacted Harley Davidson, they, to this date, have not replied. I have always praised Harley Davidson for their willingness to give test rides. All I can say is that if you're going to take this offer up, ring it in advance, make sure you're getting the test ride you want. Now, what to do next? Well, I have to go out and buy a backup camera. And will I be granddad on the Harley? Well, never say never. But on this experience, I'm sorry. But no. Thanks. Be safe, ride your own ride, and get home. Grandad on an Enfield.